go and say we substitute into the place g of 0 with x is equals to 0, what will our answer be? Our answer is going to be plus minus the square root of 4, which is 2, plus 0. So the answer is going to be two answers technically. No? It's going to be positive 2 as well as negative 2. So therefore, as we can see, we don't have an answer there, right? Because our answer here is plus minus 2. So all what we can say there, explain using numerical values, complete that g is not a function. We can now say all x values reflect on two different y values. All right? Have you done that? Now we're going on to 1.2. 1.2, I want everyone to... Did we draw this? All right. We're at exercise number 2, oefening 2.2. Right? Repeat 1.1. All right. So you do this step here. You do the substitution, g of 0. So in the place of x, you substitute 0. All right. Then you're going to get your answers. Is going to be, the answer to that is going to be positive, negative, plus minus 2. All right. But in reality, we get two answers if we substitute one. And even if we substitute another value, we will also get two answers. Because we could have a positive value as well as a negative value. Now, what is a function in essence? A function is if I have one input, I'm supposed to get one output. But here I see I have more than one. So therefore, this is not a function. And all you need to say there, all x values reflect on two different y values. Good. At question number 1.3, they ask us draw a sketch graph of g of x. Now let's go and draw a neat sketch graph with your ruler. I want you to take your ruler and then make a axis system there for yourself. Right. So I want you to make it nice and neat. Put in the values from -9, or make it -8 until +8. No? And also let's include the values here, 8, negative, until +8 there. Try to draw it on scale. This is going to be my x-axis and this is going to be my y-axis. Now I have the point of origin here. So while you're drawing, what we can do now, those of you who forgot, go to your calculator. If you want to, you're going to stipulate. So we're going to draw this function g of x now. But g, you will see you don't have the plus minus sign on your calculator. So go to your calculator. If you have a Casio, it's quite easy. You click on your calculator mode, right? Then you go to table 3. Then it says f of x. Now in f of x, you're going to put in for me the square root of 4, and then you're going to put plus, right? And then after that, you say plus, then you're going to go alpha and x, right? Then they're going to ask you another function, but we're currently just working with, let's put in now negative square root 4 plus alpha and x. All right, we're going to start at -8, and then we're going to end at positive 8. Our step, you can make your step 1. Okay, so we're going to have a table giving us 16 values. Now in actuality, what we did now is we splitted this function. No? So we have a table here for g of x where we only have, where this is actually, we have the x, let's say this is the negative and this is the positive side of g of x. Where did I put in first? Positive and then the negative. Alright. So we started here, negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, and then you have your different values there. You don't have to do this. You can actually just choose 1 point, but I'm showing you if you're struggling with the function and how to draw it. So at the negative 8, what was our value there? Our first value here was negative 6. Then our next one? Negative 5, and then negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so technically I'm going to take the first one, negative 6 or negative 8 is around about here, and negative 6 will be there. Alright, I can go plot all of the coordinates, but I'm just going to take the first one and the last one. Alright, now 10 is not on there, so let's take one that's still on. So here by negative 6, sorry, positive 6, I'm going to take the value there is 8. Then I take my line, not my line, my ruler, and I draw a line through that. Alright, so draw the line through that. Then I have my first line. Then I check the values that we got here. It's negative 10, it's going to probably be negative 9. No? Negative 8. 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Now I have my first line running through there. Important that you need to indicate for me the axis, the intercepts. So that one will be where x is 0, this is going to be 2 and negative 2. That's for the first line. No? And then the second line will go through 2 and negative 2. So I have the negative 2 and 2. This is technically one function. No? We just, all we did now, we split it up. Because if I substitute in negative 8, I get negative 6 and my other value is negative 10. So in actuality, remember what we said here, what is a function? If I substitute into the function one number, I'm supposed to get one input, one output. But now I have, when I substitute that, I get two values. That's technically what's happening here. So this is not two lines, it's actually one function or one line, but it's plotted on different places. So both of them, both of them is G. Alright. So everyone done sketching there? Still sketching? Now they ask us, is it possible to restrict the domain so that it would be a function? Let's think about that quickly. Can we restrict the domain? What is the domain again? All of the x values. Ivor, you have an answer for us? What we're going to say there is our answer is going to be no, comma, the constant is plus minus the sign, symbol, plus minus. No, the constant is plus minus. All right, before I forget, I want you to do question number for homework today. Question number 3. Question number 3 now. Um, Question number 3 of the test that I sent of last year, the control test that I sent on the group of last year. I just want to check if it's the right one. Math. The control test was sent on 14 February on Valentine's Day. Now, I want you to complete question number 3 for homework. All right, everyone needs to do it, and then we're going to mark it tomorrow in class. Good. We are now by question number 2. Consider the set 2, 4. Sorry, A. Consider the set A, which has the values of 2 and 4, 2 and 7, 3 and 5, and 4 and 1. Now they ask you, is set A function? What is the input values normally? What are we given there? We're given x, all right? What is the first x value? 2. What is the corresponding output value? 4, all right? What is the next input value? 2 again. What is the corresponding output value? 7. Why is it not a function? For one x value. All right, so I have one input, but I'm actually getting more than one output. So we can say there now, 2 reflects on 4 and 7. What it technically just mean, I'm just giving you the proper terminology. We're going to say 2 reflects on 4 and 7. But make a note for yourself, what does that mean? We have one in, when we put in 2 into the function, our output gets us 2 different values. Now they ask us write down the inverse set of A. All right. First of all, I'm gonna help you with this one. Inverse, we use this A to the power of -1. All right. Then we're going to use the same notation that they used. So the first coordinate was 2 and 4. So what is the rule again when we're doing an inverse? X and Y changes to Y and X. All right, so that means this is now going to become 4 and 2. Then the next one is going to be 7 and 2, and you can continue like that until you have the whole set written in that form. is the inverse of a function? Check. Check quickly. Yes, it is. All right. So you can say there yes. Now they ask us motivate your answer. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say go answer go. Isn't that motivation enough? All right. Yes, you can say what you said now. For every x value, there's only one y value, or the proper terminology is going to be yes. It's a more to one reflection. More to one reflection. Now they ask us, so we're done there. All right, question number 3. The point 9 and 3 lies on the graph f of x. So f of x, we're given question number 3, we're given f of x is equals to square root of a and x. Then they say we're given the point 9 and 3, the coordinate, and then calculate the value of a. How do we do that? Substitute. All right, so we're going to use this. We're going to substitute 9 equals to the square root of a times 3, which is 3a. Oh, sorry, that's 3, and then 9. All right, 8, 9. Let's rewrite that. 3, 9a. So your answer, we should calculate a. Square root a, or we can, if I have a square root, square on both sides. So then I get 9 is equals to 9a. What is underneath the square root? Then I want to solve for a. Divide on both sides by 9, the coefficient, and then a is equals to 1. Hmm? Oh, just, I'm done. Done with that one. Now they ask, we already calculated the value of a is equals to 1. Now they ask if f of x is greater or equals to 0, for which values of x will it exist? Yeah, we can substitute, but can we have a negative under the square root? No, no. So we can't put in there, because anything, if we substitute into the place of, where's x? Yeah, x is there. All right, so if we know that answer is 1, so that if the answer was, for example, negative, then we could have only substituted negative values in that, because a negative times with a negative is equals to a positive. So for example, if this answer was negative 1, then we need to have, then it will only be it will only exist if we get a positive under the square root. And how do we get a positive? If this is negative, then this also needs to be negative. So a negative times a negative is equals to a positive. But now it's a negative. So if I'm going to multiply with any number that is a negative as well, right? Sorry, if I substitute in the place of x negative 1, what is my answer going to be? It's going to be negative 1 times with 1. A is 1. No? Then my answer is going to be negative 1. If I substitute negative 2, my answer is going to be negative 2. But can I have under a negative number? No. So what does that tell me? All my answers, or all my values that I substitute, needs to be greater than x, greater or equals to 0. So therefore we're going to say all the values of x for this to exist needs to be greater or equals to 0. Good. Now they ask you, determine the range of the inverse of f. What is the this is technically, write for yourself here in brackets or make a note. This is technically what we worked out now was the domain. But now we are asking for the inverses range. So what happens again? The x and the y values changes. So if this was the domain, it's now just going to be the range of the inverse of this is going to be y needs to be greater than 0. Alright, write down the inverse of the function in the form y is equals to. Alright, so what they're asking you to do is interchange x and y in this function, no? And then just make y the subject. Quickly see if you can do that. But use the value for a that's given 1. So x then becomes the square root of y, no? But now I want to make y the subject, so what do? I square on both sides, so that becomes x squared is equals to y. Now I just write it off, therefore y is equals to x squared. But there's a limit on this function. It's for all of these values, but y cannot be greater than 0. There's a restriction on that function. Yes. Alright. Then you just need to draw those two functions for me. Alright, I'm going to finish up now before you go, and then you don't have to draw it at home. So try and draw with me, no? So that it's done. All you have to do, let's start here. So the one function is going to go like this. If you do the substitution, if this is now 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so I'm first going to draw f, which is this one. The square root of, so it basically goes, what is the square root of 1? 1. Alright, so the answer here, square root of 0 is 0. Square root of 1 is 1. The square root of... square root of 2 is a third, the square root of 3. But the square root of 4 will be 2. So there I have my first answer. Goes like this, and this is f. Alright, so the values that I substituted there is 1 and 1, and then 2 and 4. Now the other one, what is going to happen? It's just going to go like this, alright, and this is going to swap around. So it was 2 and 4, what is it now going to become? 4 and 2. Sorry, this is 4 and 2, and then the new one is going to become 2, where x is 2 and y should be 4. So it goes something like that. And that's the inverse. And then you're done with that. So tomorrow we do the backside of that as well as marking your homework. Yeah? Homework for today, question number 3. Okay? I say good morning, have a lovely day. Thank you for your cooperation. No, no. Yes. Why didn't they buy my money? Is it? Who's your close? Must work so. Anyone still looking for tickets? Is it? Then you come to me. No? Alright. Amy, does your parent have? Yes. Does your parent have? Do they want tickets? They don't want tickets. They don't want to have a nice time. Why not? Right? It's lots of fun. I don't know. Grade 11B. They are actually. There is a few learners buying. How about we do a Saturday class? This Saturday. This Saturday. Wait. Is it? That class is going to be nice because they're going to set up the music and everything is going to be playing. So you're not going to be able to concentrate. Then, unless they move the venue, the hall, then maybe it might be less sound. Alright, so if you're interested in buying tickets, no, come to me. Thank you. Write down, we're done with that.